Good morning, Bix Weir, roadtoruta.com with your morning horn of Z's, your sip of chaga coffee. All right, this is the week, supposedly. U.S. braces for pivotal week as global coronavirus death toll passes 70,000, which means basically they're going to taper down the numbers. But as I said, when they do that, the death toll is going to jump higher in the U.S. And it looks like exactly what's going on right here. As you see, 1,252, that's well below what the exponential curve is on. But the new deaths are higher. So, yeah, it's happening. They're gonna say, it's fine, go back outside. The reality is, yeah, we should have been outside the whole time probably. But I don't know. Nobody knows. Nobody knows what the real numbers are. So this week will be mostly about death. They're going to talk about, look at the amount of people that died. You see how important it was to shut everything down? No bank, no business, no bank is going to survive this. They're a hugely hyper-levered industry, at least 10 to 1, many 30, 40, 50, 1,000 to 1 if you count derivatives. So looks like they're tapering. All right, hang on. Yeah, nobody knows if they have it or not, by the way. If people, that's not corona. The only way you can say that is if you took the test. And I wouldn't take the test. I won't need to, really. I got liposomal vitamin C. I'm going to start taking more usna, which clears the throat and the lungs. And then I got everything. You guys should too. This battle is going to go on for years against this virus, this bioweapon. My take is China lied about their numbers. There's millions of deaths. The U.S. is lying about the numbers. There's not as many affected. That's my take. And nobody really knows. Or at least the people know, they just won't tell you. So, back to this. Yes, it's going to be a big week for deaths. But they're going to be chiming in on, but the curve is flattening. The curve is flattening. Hopefully we can get back to work out there in America. But how long will that last, given that the banks have been gutted? I don't know. Get your money out of the bank, definitely. You know why? Here's why. This is Jelena McWilliams, the FDIC chairperson.
We're living in unprecedented time. At a time of a pandemic like this, it is way too easy to get confused and to have fear.
Why is it that all these foreigners run our our big governmental important jobs? I don't know.
About what you should be doing with your money in your accounts, especially as you're looking at the volatility in the stock market and the financial sector. This is what I would like you to take away from this. Your money is safe at the banks. The last thing you should be doing is pulling your money out of the banks now, thinking that it's going to be safer someplace else.
Really? Your money's safe at the banks? You know, the first thing you do, the time to be scared is when the government comes and says, hey, we're here to help. No, your money's not safe at the banks. Your money will be gone at the banks. The banks are highly levered and everybody's losing massive amounts of money. So all banks will be belly up come a matter of weeks, a matter of days. Your bank might shut down tomorrow. There's going to be a lot of glitches. Stock market might shut down tomorrow. You just don't know. So, no, don't listen to her. Don't leave your money in a bank. The FDIC has no money. Actually, they have $100 billion, but they guarantee quadrillions if you count the derivatives. Definitely, I think it was $70 trillion they have in guarantees, not counting the derivatives. And they have $100 billion. 70 versus $100 billion. Do the math. But hey, Steve Mnuchin's on the ball today, up 1,000 points in the worst week ever. Good job, Steve Mnuchin. Yeah, it's called market rigging. It's been with us for 50 years plus, ever since the invention of computers. So there you have it. Here's something that's extremely important if you're on the road to Ruta. If you're on the road to Ruta, you've probably seen my analysis of the new $100 bills with all the gold, talking about overthrowing your government. Everything on this bill screams freedom. Look at it, some of the pictures here. The left side is just the old U.S. $100 bill with the same old people, but the right side full of gold, the fountain pen signifying that you can end the Fed anytime you want, which they probably already have. They've soaked it into the Treasury. But look what it said right here. It is the right of the people to alter or abolish and to institute a new form of government. That is on the $100 bill, the new $100 bills, and gold all over it, a big gold 100 on the back of it. And this thing came out. It took years to get this out. Why? It's a 2009 series bill. Why did it take years? Because they weren't ready. The good guys weren't ready to take down the system. They came out. I'm like, oh, here we go. And absolutely, the fight is on. Good guys versus bad guys. Now, so this should tell you there are good guys within the U.S. government trying to take down the banksters. How can I be so sure of that? Look at this. Here is the new $20 English pound that just came out. Literally just came out. Watch this guy in England when he shows you what's on the back of this bill. You will shit yourself. Remember, England is full of bad guys in the banking sector with the Queen and all that. That's the evil dark lords that Dick Allgaier loves. Check this out.
Thing to show you how these people are evil. All right, the new £20 note, yeah? That is a 5G tower. Can you see the hologram? Can you see the rings going around the 5G tower? That is the radiation that it will give off. And lo and behold, above it is the sign for coronavirus. Can you see it? Right in front of everybody's face. Yeah, there you go. Evil. Look at the hologram. Look at the rays going around it. The colors of the thing. That is the radiation.
Can you believe that? Check that thing out. I want to know what the T stands for. If anybody knows, send me an email. I want to know what the T stands for inside the coronavirus thing. This just came out. You can't make this shit up. Queen of England is evil, part of the evil cabal. That's who we're fighting against. Compare this note versus the USA. Gold everywhere. And right here, it talks about overthrowing your government if they get out of hand. So yes, anybody who claims there's no battle, there's no good guys, there's no battle between the good guys and bad guys, just pull out your wallet. Pull out your wallet, my friends. Compare this to the bad guys, the US 100. You know what bill is the only bill that has not yet been changed? The $1 bill. Why? Look on the back of it. The pyramid, the all-seeing eye. Does that pyramid look like it's in Egypt? And why is the pyramid on the back of the bill anyway? But does it look like it or it's in Egypt? Look at the ground below the pyramid. Let's take a look right here. Look at it. Look at the pyramid. Can you see it? Look at it. It's got shrubs and rocks at the base of it. Do the pyramids in Egypt have shrubs and rocks at the base? No, they don't. They don't. They're in the desert. So that pyramid's not in the desert. That's in the Grand Canyon, my friends, where they hide all the gold. Yes, there are pyramids in the Grand Canyon. Don't believe me? Let's go to any Grand Canyon map and look at the names of the mountains. This game is just crazy, my friends. So yes, this is all happening. And the key during this transition, the battle between the good guys and bad guys, I have no doubt that in the USA we will win. England's going to have a lot of problems. Germany, Europe's going to have a lot of problems. But USA will beat these bastards, and we will take back our sovereignty. Sorry, Dick. You and your guys have to stay on the little island that you went to. Hey, check around and see if Ken Lay is there or Jeffrey Epstein. All right, but here's the dark side. This is the kind of thing we have to fight. Quote, immunity certificates are coming. COVID survivors to get special passports enabling return to normalcy. Fight that shit with all your might. The rollout of immunity certificates across the world will likely be government issued to first responders and citizens who have developed resistance to COVID 19. People who have contracted the virus have recovered, normally develop antibodies to fight the virus. Could be their golden ticket to escape regions that have strict social distancing measures or lockdowns. Just imagine immunity certificates granted by governments to people who have recovered or have developed resistance to the virus could be considered special passports that will allow them to freely travel across states and or the world while everyone else remains hunkered down in their homes in doomsday bunkers. That's the shit we got to fight. That's the shit we got to fight. Some of the first talks of this have originated in the UK. The government will roll out immunity passports to Britons who have already contracted and recovered from the virus, as reported in the New York Times and other criminal enterprise. An immunity certificate is an important thing that we will be doing and are looking at it, but it's too early in the science of immunity that comes from having had the disease, blah, blah, blah. Don't let that shit happen. They're going to try. This battle's not over. The good guys are battling really hard against these criminals. And the criminals have, their problem is they're not dynamic. They can't change. All they can do is what they have done in the past. And we need to change to move forward. So, yes, keep it up, guys. Here's the interesting article. Mnuchin's unfilled jobs leave Treasury stretched in virus crisis. Steve Mnuchin is a computer programmer. You don't need thousands of people at the Treasury. Why? Because Steve Mnuchin sits in his closet and just rigs the market with his fingers. You don't need thousands of people. As a matter of fact, thousands of people would probably tell on him. So he's left all kinds of spots vacant at the U.S. Treasury. And it's just starting to come out. Of 20 Senate-confirmed roles reporting to the Secretary, 7 aren't filled and 4 are occupied by acting officials. The Domestic Finance Unit, which should be handling the brunt work of the related coronavirus outbreak, is particularly empty, just like the boats and the hospitals in the U.S. Like I said, it's tough to navigate this baby. But again, here's the virus. They're on taper mode. You're going to see this. As a matter of fact, right now, we got 48 deaths and 1,252 new cases. You do that math, it's about 4%. 4%. Look where we were before. You see this percentage rising of deaths? All these numbers are fake. Nobody knows how many have died and how many are fine. I think China had the brunt of it, and then parts in Europe, and clearly from this right here, clearly that the people who have been talking about the 5G conspiracy, how that's what's actually killing people. You got a pretty good confirmation on this, the back of the new 20-pound bill in England. There it is right there. So, hey, bravo to you guys. But that doesn't mean it's not going to kill us. So, yes, we have to keep up the defenses. Absolutely. But, yeah, so we've moved from 1.3 to 1.4 to 1.6 to 1.9, 2.7. Now it's going to be probably up over 3 by April 8th when we have, that's when the curve is going to start to flatten, and then these games will be over, and then we're back to something. I don't know what. We will not be back to where we were. Globalization has ended. I've said it a million times. The banks are already insolvent. That's why they had to delay their earnings. And there'll be earnings coming out this week and next week. So hang on to your hat. Get your money out of the bank. Now would be the best time for the guys to implement, the good guys to implement a new currency in the United States. The original plan was right here. The original plan was right there. Gold. That was the original plan. And these are 2009 bills. Amazing how they knew exactly when to date the bills. You know, obviously these were printed long before printed and dated long before the crash in 2008 that was planned. They knew it. And the U.S. had planned to go onto a gold standard. Now with cryptos, it might be something else. they have a lot of gold. We have just millions of tons of gold. Millions of tons, not 280,000 ounces in the world like Jeffrey Christian will tell you. We have millions of tons. So if we go on a gold standard, bravo, all you gold bugs. Actually, you'd rather own silver. The current ratio is 110 to 1. Are you kidding me? 110 to 1? Anyway, that's what I got for you today. I got more coming later today. We'll be putting up a year zero update for private road members. Join today. This is Bix. I'll talk to you later.